Nothing special for this video. No topic. Just what's on my mind, and what I've been getting into these past week, almost 2 weeks now. This is where I work. We're Thursday, so almost 2 weeks now. I really got into reading more books, specifically philosophy books. I'm currently reading these two books right now. Because I am a beginner reader. I probably plan on finishing one book, which is The Stranger by Albert Camus, and then after that we continue with Epictetus. But so far, I'm like 10 pages in. It's cool. I like it. I heard really great things about Albert Camus. I keep stuttering his last name, Camus. I heard a really good thing about it, and about absurdism and whatnot. Which is a mindset, philosophy mindset. I don't know what you call it. It's a great a good thing to look into, and yeah, I've been doing that. I've been writing a lot more as well. More like, I guess, topics on, like, I've written a little bit about what does it mean to be smart, and plan on thinking more and more other just questions that I just randomly come across. I would probably talk about it one day. I want to go back to it, because I got lazy with it a little bit, which is another thing I want to get good at. Is just stop being lazy with my work. I guess kind of today I was I always multitask stuff, and I never put 100% on what I'm doing. Like, I would play, we'll play video games, and then I would have, like, some educational video would have, like, a lecture playing on the background. Never really listening to it, because my attention is on on the video game, which is the video game is more entertaining, but I low-key was watching this one guy. Fuck, I can't. I was just gonna put his YouTube on, but I'm probably gonna link his just type his YouTube channel down. I was watching one of his videos, and I actually just sat down and watched him. Like I don't know, it just kind of happened, which is thing I'll probably want to talk to, because a lot of stuff in my life just happens, with me getting into philosophy and writing and poetry. It just kind of happened. I stumbled across this one TikTok, which is another thing I'm going to talk about in the future. But I just stumbled across this one TikTok, and then it just kind of went off, I guess, or something like that. Also, what I stumbled across Albert Camus on TikTok as well. There's one TikTok about it, kind of explaining a little bit of The Stranger, kind of like a little like spoil a little bit, like the actual meaning of the book and whatnot. Was shown a little bit, but that what made me buy it and get in, and discover absurdism, and if you want to get into philosophy, there isn't like a specific type of philosophy you could start off. You could start with nihilism. You could start with nihilism, absurdism, stoicism, Taoism is one. In Taoism, the one about ego. I think I saw that one. There's just many more. Many more of types of philosophy. But I would probably say so with stoicism. And I would probably say start with that, you know, and because it is the most popular one easily. That's one I started with, and I'm kind of glad because there's a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of TikToks, which is you know I feel like it's the best way to discover a lot of stuff, a lot of music, a lot of you know just stuff in general, movies, books, you know even though there's a whole thing of being book talk, or that's a TikTok book, or TikTok music, TikTok taste. It's dumb. It's really dumb, especially if it's like a niche band, like not that well known band. You know, like if you're a genuine fan of the band, you want them to be popular. So I don't get it. I don't get a whole gatekeeping. Small bands. Even though even if you're like well, knowing that you're like a fan of it, you know, yeah, I guess you want it to be popular, but that's beside the point. Fuck, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, discovering stuff on TikTok. Yes. Yeah, I feel like TikTok is just a really good place to discover stuff. But it was back to philosophy. Stoicism is easiest to get into since there's a lot of stuff already out there on the internet, and a lot of great books right here. These two are Stoic books. Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Right? I think Epictetus is it Stoic, Greek Stoic. I think so, right? Either way, I'm a beginner, so if I say anything wrong or whatever, uh, oh, tell me in the comments. But chances of this video being big or having any type of views is probably not that high. But I don't know. This is a really good take. Like just 7 minutes straight. Just letting it loose. I've tried. I tried in the past to take one takes on videos, like the ones I posted on the past few weeks, but I overthink it. That is probably like the biggest thing I'm realizing right now, is that I keep overthinking them. Yeah, there was times where I kind of messed up in this video, but instead of stopping the chain of thoughts that I have, I decided now to just push through it, and yeah, and work on this skill, because a lot of stuff is just skills, brain skill or whatever. So yeah, best, get into philosophy, Stoicism, and then I was pretty deep into existentialism. I really like that too, but I don't know too much about it as well, which I gotta start doing some research, watching some YouTube videos, using the internet for my advantage. And and I'm pretty glad too that I'm really into this stuff. Like, it kind of, for this whole philosophy, writing, all this stuff kind of gave me like a fresh breath air too in my life. So I'm really glad for this. I do plan on going to college now because of this, but I still have to see. I still have to see. Probably community college, no university or nothing like that. This is just for as for a thing I do. Trades was originally what I planned on doing, but maybe one day, if I'm lucky, this is like a thing I could do for the rest of my life, right? For the rest of my life, or basically create, like the end goal of my life is just being able to create and make money from it, but I guess creating money is not a good way to look at it. It's not a good thing to mix too. So, but that is, it's still in the end goal, because I love creating stuff. I've been drawing for a while too. I love art. I love reading. Getting way more into reading now, because I read a lot of manga, but like literature type books, like just text, I'm getting way more into it now. I am growing my, I guess you could say my reading stamina, because I used to 5 books was like, that's it, headache. I was getting tired after like no 5 pages. Did I say books? 5 pages. And now like I doubled it, like 10, like 15 is like where I'm getting burnt out. But I really glad that I uh that I grew my reading stamina pretty quickly. So yeah, you know, this video just went like a blur. Does not feel like 10 minutes at all. I could keep going, but I am limited by my phone storage a little bit. And I mean, probably like so my first big purchase is gonna be a car. That is like the first thing I'm gonna like purchase, you know. And then after that, I'm second, definitely a laptop. Definitely a laptop. I do want a not super high end, not like the latest stuff, but like towards like, high middle end. Like we're reaching the higher end, but we're not there. That is probably my second one. But I have a lot saved for a car. It's just just get my license, which I am sleeping on, and I see it, and gotta take that next step. Get rid of my comfort zone, and actually like start driving on the roads. But until then, right? Until then, I really enjoyed recording this video. This is really fun. Just I'm just start doing just like this, there, because there's no topic. There's like nothing written down. Straight dome, straight from the dome. Like no cuts. This is all one take. Yeah, I'm and planning on doing reviews. So planning to reading the shit out of this book today. I would like to get at least to like 30 pages in, and because I'm off today, so I do have the time for that. But yeah, well, that's kind of it. Yeah, see ya.